So last class we had done relations. This class, the second topic, that is the functions. So relation is nothing but a smaller part of your Cartesian product. Now function is a special kind of relation because not all the relations are going to be function. Only certain category of relations will be function. So there are some conditions for any relation to be a function. Suppose, like example, I'll give you and then we'll write a definition. A, C, D. One, page number 16. Now this is a relation. If somebody had asked you to write a relation, what it would be? A comma 1, B comma 1, C comma 2, and D comma 3. This is how we write the relation. Now we want to check whether this is a function or not a function. So now your aim is, this is set A and this is set B. These are like some people. Okay, in your task is you have to make sure they reach their home. Like these are, suppose their houses. So maybe A is belonging to house 1, B is also belonging to house 1. So A and B reached his house safely. C also reached house 2. Okay, and D also reached house number 3. So they have reached, so this is called a function. So when it is not a function, I will tell you. Here, every element is going somewhere or the other. So this is a function. Then second one, here also all are going. A is going, has reached his home safely. B also has reached his home safely. C also reached. D also. So this is also a function. Now about here. What about this one? A is trying to go to house 1 also. A is going to trying to go to house 2 also. Is it possible for one person to go at two places at the same time? No. So it is not possible. So you can remember with that logic, many people, like two people can go to the same house, but one person cannot go to two houses at the same time. So this is not a function because A has not reached anywhere basically because he was trying to go to both places, which is not possible. So not a function. Now logically, when you want to tell, like you cannot give that justification in the exam saying A is trying to go to two places. These are called as images. Okay, last class also I told us these are your images. What is image of A? 1. What is image of B? 1. Image of C is 2. Image of D. So every element is having one image. Okay. Now A is over here. A is having how many images? 2. So any element cannot have two images. A have two images. That is why it is not a function. It is a relation. 100% it is a relation, but it is not a function. Relation would be what? A comma 1, A comma 2, B comma 3, B comma and C comma. So this is a relation. But is this relation a function? No, this is not a function. So this is how we have to check. And one more condition is, now here if you see D has not reached any house. So this is left alone. So if any element in set A is alone, means D is not having any image only. D do not have image. So that is why again it is not a function. So these are your two conditions that A should not be going to two places at the same time. A means anyone, any element. And the second condition, no element should be left alone in the first set. These are your two conditions to check whether it is a function or not a function. Here, this type is called many to one because here many are going to, many means more than one, many to one. This is called one-to-one because every element is going to one place. These are not functions. Clear the definition of function? Now I can just read the definition and see. The definition means function definition is given as it is a relation from A to B. Okay, a relation from A to B is called a function if every element of set A has only one image in set B. Everyone is having only one image. The moment it has two images, then it is not a function. Okay, and every element of set A should have image. Now here, every element of set A is not having an image. So that is why it is not a function. So this is the definition. So I've explained them in 2 points, just in case if you forget before exams, you can just read that, you will understand. No element should be left alone in set A, and many can have the same image, but one element in set A cannot have many images in set B, like that it is. Okay, otherwise remember that way. Many people can go to the same house, but one person cannot go to two houses at the same time. So now check that. So there's an exercise. So we'll solve. Huh? What happened? Only in set A. Even if this was there, did not matter. If extra is there over here, that is not a problem. But only in set A. The condition is only on set A. So there's an exercise there. So two relations are given to you. Check if it is a function or not a function. Now this relation is given to us. Now we have to check whether it is function or not a function. We can just draw the arrow diagram and see. These are all the elements of set A, first ones. One already written, one no need to write again. Now put the arrow. 2 is going to 1. 3 is also going to 1. 4 is going to. So is it a function? Yes. If anybody asks you for justification, what you will say? Every element of set A have one image. This is the justification in case asked why it is a function, because every element of set A have one image. Now check the second one. So using arrow diagram also you can check, or shortcut also I'll tell you once we do that. 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7. So 1 is going to 2, 2 is going to 3, 3 is going to 4, 5 is going to 6. Here now what is the problem? 5 is going to 2 places. Five is having 2 images, therefore not a function. Without arrow diagram also you can check. Just look at the first elements. The moment any two elements are repeating in the first one, you know that 5 will go to 6 also, 5 will go to 7 also. So this is a shortcut way to check without drawing the arrow diagram. 5 is going to 6, 5 is going to 7. Here if you see, no element was repeating in the first one. Only set A elements you have to check. We don't care about the set B, because the condition for function is always only on set A. Okay, so without arrow diagram you can check. The moment any number is repeating, and it will not be a function. Now the second one. Now these are the easier ones. You just have to put the values and calculate the answers. This is a simple function. Now actually function means like a calculator basically, because calculator itself is performing some function. You are giving some input, he calculates and gives you the output. So same way like function is like a box where he will take the inputs, give you the output. Okay, so this is always like the input side, this is the output side. So this is the f of x. Now this function can be anything, like you have to feed the calculator whatever function is there in the question. So now second question is on that. A is suppose given to us as -2, -1. Input we always consider as x, output we always consider as y. Function is going from A to Z. Z means this side will be all the output will be all the integers. Function is A to Z. This is your input always now. This is your output. Input A you have to take. All the values of x you have to take. And what is the function given to us? X square minus 2x minus 3. This is the function. Or sometimes they might give you as y also, single y. Write on top and keep f of x means same as y. Sometimes they might give you this as y, or sometimes they might give you this as f of x. Both means the same thing. Now we have to find that function and write the domain, range, and codomain. So this is like inside this box now. These are the inputs I have to give. I have to give the values of x and find the values of y. Means output I have to check. So first in this box, put x equals to -2 and calculate the answer. Wherever there is x, calculate. -2 square. Wherever you see x, so use a bracket. X value is -2 right now. 2 into -2, minus. Calculate your answer. Then put x equals to -1 in this. F of -1. Wherever you see x, put those numbers. Calculate the answer. Then put x equals to 0. So this is how we have to calculate. Take the values of x, put it in the formula whichever they gave, and find out. You are given the input. So you have to give that input to that calculator. The calculator will calculate that and give you the output. So how much it will be? -2 square. So it will be 4. Then minus into minus will give you plus. So +4. And then -3. Calculate. -1 square is 1. You know that negative square is positive. Minus into minus is plus. +2. And then minus. Those who struggle with calculations, use one step at a time. Don't go for shortcuts and may end up making mistakes. Two into 0 is 0. Four plus 4 is 8. 8 minus 3 will be 5. Then 3 minus 3. Then 0 minus 3 will become -3. Then continue. X equals to 1. Use brackets. Make a habit of using brackets. if we are getting these answers. Now write the function. So when x is this, what you got? 5. So write the function. Instead of r, now we have to write it as f. Either you write capital F, small f, doesn't matter. First we used to write r for relation, but now this is a function. So -2 when we had given, what output we got? 5. Then when this was, we got 0. When we gave x, so we got input and output we have to write. This is your final. Corresponding input and the output. One pair form you have to write. Now write a domain, range, and codomain. Codomain will be what? You have to look over here. Because what it said, this side was set A. It is not A cross A now. Have you seen? This side is integers. So here it was only which values? 0, -1, -2, 1 and 2. Here that side Z, 0, -1, -2, -3. Otherwise, how you would have taken this? Because -4 is not there only in that. How you would put arrow then? Understood? So this side is -4, -5, -6. Like that. So when it was 0, what was the answer? -3, like that. Arrow diagram if you are taking. -1, comma. So this side is, this is like a A and this is like a B. A to B. So codomain will be integers. Anyone having some difficulty, did not understand? Domain, everybody wrote. What is the domain? Your A, whatever input. The entire first one. The domain is -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. The range is all the outputs. 5, 0, -3, -4, and -3. And then codomain is nothing but your entire set B. B means A to B. It is. Z you can simply write in. Codomain is always the output, whichever, like the without any arrows, directly everything, entire set B. Hard to tell. One single time because -3 is already written. Okay. So clear with this question? So instead of this, you can have any function. And this also can be anything. But you have to understand the method. These are your inputs, put it in the formula, calculate the output. And then write it. Next is algebra of real functions. Given f of x, okay, if you have to add f plus g of x is same as f of x, you can always distribute it. F, like given two functions, one is named as f. Now we cannot use the same name for another function. So they might use the letter g for another function. Two functions are added, okay? That x means you know that, how you write f of x like that. This x can be distributed to both the terms. Same way with minus sign. So once we solve the problem, you'll understand this better. We can just write this. Third one, suppose f into g of x is asked in the question. It means f of x You have to multiply with g of and divide. If they ask you to find this, it means first function upon divide by this, where at least g of x should not be equals to 0. All real numbers except 0, it means. Why? Denominator never should be 0. It will become not defined. Anything, any number divided by 0. So any function except 0 should not put 0 in. That's Now we'll see on this what kind of questions can be asked. So that is that question number 1 under algebra. So the way question can be asked is like this. First question, find all these things. Any one can be asked, okay? Instead of asking all 4, or any one or any 2 also could be asked. Find f of this. Second one, f minus g of x. Third one, f g of x, they're asking you to find. And fourth one, f, your first one is given as f of x is given to us. G of x also they have given in the question. 2 functions are given. Both cannot use f and f only because they will become equal then. So that is why instead of f here again, so they are using g. Now we have to, basically they are asking us to add these functions. So just write first one, find f plus g of x. As per the formula, what it means? You have to add f of x, you have to add both functions. So just substitute and keep, that's it. That's x, f of x is x square, and what is g of x? 2x plus. Just substitute. Put f of x there and put g of x. Add both the functions. What is f of x given to us? X square. And what is g of x given to us? 2x plus. Just put a plus sign between both of them. That's it. That is your answer. As simple as that. Add means add, basically. Minus means you have to minus 4. Second one. Now only one minusing, we have to be careful because you know that signs will change. Use brackets whenever there is minus. First function minus second. Same functions you have to use. First time add, then you minus. Now open up the brackets. X square minus 2x minus. This should be your answer. I think you did a second one first. I think. Root. That you just wrote and kept. That is the second problem. This is not a part of this problem. So you cancel that. This can F and B. Understood? Minus sign, whatever you are minusing after that, put minus. Now multiply. If you are done, then try the second one. No, that this is multiplication. Now you can open up the bracket. This you can open up. X square will get multiplied here also, X square will get multiplied here. So 2 X square into X will give me X cube. X square into 1 is X. This is the answer. Multiply means multiply both the first. The fourth one, division, leave it as it is. Don't do anything. You cannot cancel this X and X, huh? Reminding everybody, you simply cannot cancel this X. Why? There is a plus sign. Only if there was multiplication, you can cancel numerator and denominator. If there is plus or minus, we simply cannot cancel. So this is your final answer. Now same way, try the second one. Find all those things. Cannot do anything with this, so leave it as is. Yeah, no need to use brackets because anyways there are only two terms. If more than two terms, third one is multiplication. Either you can leave it as x root x, or one more option is also they can simplify. What the root x means? What is the power for root? Raised to half. So you can write it as raised to half, and nothing is there. This means this power is 1. Now identities, what it say? If the base is the same and this is multiplication, and the powers always gets added. It's like this. X raised to a plus x raised to this, x raised to a plus b. This is the identity which we know from a lower classes like 9, 10 which you'll have. Powers always get added. That is why when we have x square into x cube, how we write? 2 plus 3, we always write it as 5. That is how we write. Powers get added. So as per that, what you will get? Half plus 1. Base will be same, powers will get added. Okay. Now cross multiply. 2 x raised to 2, sorry, 1 plus 2 upon x raised to 3 by 2. This will be answer after cross multiply. Whenever you have a combination of root x and x, either that way also you can do, raised to half, then this one, take it up minus, or shortcut is there. You know that. What 5, suppose if you had 5, just giving an example. Look at this. Root 5 if you have here, 5 can be splitted as what? What is root into root? Square, no? So it's like root of 25 which you will get, and root and square anyways will cancel. So same way here also, if one of them is root and one of them is the whole number, both have to be same, huh? You cannot have 5 here and 10 here like that. Then the other one can be split as root x into root x, because x square, anyways, x into x will be x square, root will cancel. It's like same, split. One of them will cancel. So answer is straight away 1 upon root. If one is root, one is the whole number. Whichever is the whole number, that you split it as root into root and cancel with the other. So that will be answer. No, yeah, it is okay. It's allowed. Or you can use the rationalization method also here. No, here then root x. Again, you'll get the same thing then. No. If you in math now you can leave like this. Rationalization method, if you had used, also you would get the same answer. Root x into root x. Root and root would cancel, and then you can leave the answer as root x in the denominator. That's okay. In maths, you can leave fractions. So that is why we don't need log tables in mathematics, because we'll not have those decimals and all this. So done, understood, no, algebra? Function f of x is defined as, so this is your main calculator function, 2x minus 3, and you have to find all these values. First, find f of 0. How to find? Wherever there is x, what you have put? 0. So if you want to find f of 0 in the entire problem, so here you put 0, here also will put 0. So look at this problem, f of 0 will be, if they say find f of 3, you have to put 3. If they say f of minus 2, you have to put minus 2. Like so, put and calculate all the values. Just have to put, no writing in roster form, nothing. Take the function. Question number 2. Function is given. A function f is defined as f of x, which is 2x minus 5. Write down the values of f of 0. That is the first question which is asked. Yeah, this one. Good, no? Yeah. So this is your f of x given. You have to find f of 0. Same way, find the remaining ones. Just leave it as it is. Second one, f of 7. 7. So wherever there is x, just put 7 and calculate the answer. As simple as that. And the third one is minus 3. So whenever something is asked, whatever is inside this means the value of x, you have to put it. Instead of x, it is minus 3. So here also. So 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. So minus 9 will be the answer. Now same way to the third one. Read the question. Instead of f, the only thing is it is t. The function t, which maps temperatures in degrees Celsius into temperature in degree Fahrenheit, is defined by, so take only the formula part. We are not interested what temperature, what is that Fahrenheit, whatever. They have already given you the formula T of C equals to 9C upon 5 plus 32. You don't have to by heart and go. Okay, so they will give whatever it is, like how they have given over here. So the function will be given to you. So right now, in question number 3, the function which is given to you is in the question. Okay. So, okay, if you have done this file, leave it as this. Those are done with this one, this, leave it as. Just change it on the notes there. -3 you can make. Those who have done this, make it as -3 in the notes. By mistake, I had written -3. You took it as 5 only, no? What you have taken? 5. Huh. Okay. You don't check. Those who have taken -5 should get these answers. This will be -5. Those are done. Okay. Third one. Now find out. First one, t of 0 is asked. Means whose value compare and see. C value is 0. Instead of inside, this is C. So instead of C, you have to put what? So 9 into 0 is 0. You know that. 0 upon any number is 0. So answer will be 32. Second one. C of 28. So first you can check whether you can cancel out anything. You cannot cancel anything. So you'll have to multiply 9 into 28. Nine into 28 will give you. Now you have to cross multiply. So 5 will get multiplied here. So 252 plus 32 into 5. Or if nothing is there, you have to take it as 1, you know that, and then cross multiply. So first do not add this. First you have to solve this part. 252 plus 5 to the 10 upon 5. And now add these numbers and write out. Again, you cannot cancel this 5 here. Huh? There is a plus sign. So add both the numbers. Getting this? Then find t of -10. Mistake you did. This one is of which one? Second one. Fourth, what is asked? And this one you're doing? No. Ah, okay, okay. So you're calculating. Third one, t of minus 10. So 9. So here you can cancel first. 5, 2s are. Or first you can make minus 90 upon 5 also. That way also you can. 9 into minus 2 or minus 90 upon 5 also you'll get the same answer. And fourth one, T of C is already given to us and C is asked. Now write the formula again. Now instead of this, you have to put 212. You don't know the value of C. What you do is, this is a single number. So bring this whole term this side. So 212. First, if you want, you could have cross multiplied also. Or directly you can bring it this. Now minus this. Even if you have cross multiplied, no problem. Which one you multiplied? That is a C. You have taken it in the bracket. From long time I'm reading this 910. That is I'm thinking. How you got that 910? Okay. Once you calculate this, C value we need. So division, it will go into multiplication. Multiplication who is there will go to the denominator. 9 2s are 18 and 20 into 5 will give me. Something is gone now. Getting this value 100. So you did some mistake, check. Okay, even if you have cross multiplied, so how much you will get? 5 we did not multiply here. So that 5 I think you directly multiplied here without taking this plus sign. Check the rules first. Okay. Done with the third one. Where what happened? Which one is gone wrong? That minus 90 upon 5 also if you do, you'll get the same answer. Minus 18 you will get. 90 divided by 5 will be 18 minus 6. Fourth one. So as per the formula, we will need f of 1.1 and f of 1. Okay, so function is given. So take this. So this one's answer is asked. So what all we need? F of 1.1 and f of 1. Okay. So find both of them in Q. So solution part. F of x is given to us as x square. Find what is 1.1. Let's put 1.1 here and find the square. Then what we need? F of 1. This you have to directly minus. No finding f here. What is 1.1 minus 1? 0. This will be 0. What is f of 1? 1. So this value will get, this value will get. So put it back here, calculate your answer. Just come. So 1.1. Let's just have to multiply. So anyways, 11 square is 121 if you do. So 2 decimal points. So that is after 2 decimal points, it will be like. So this one's value will be 1.21. This is 1. So put it here. So 1.21 minus 1 upon so how much you'll get? This will be 1 is gone. So 0.21 upon 0.1. Now 1 decimal point you shift here. That time same time you have to decimal point you have to, or you can multiply both this by 10 also. Those method of because 1 decimal point you can multiply this by 10, multiply this by 10. So it will shift like this. Or simultaneously also. 1 point this side, then this also will go. So 2.1 upon 1. 1.0 you know that is 1. So answer will be 2. This should be answer. If you are multiplying it by 10, 0.1 into 10 is anyways 1. So anything, that will be answer. And the fifth one, relation F is defined as now we have to show that one f of x is given, one g of x is given. We have to show that f is a function, but g is not a function. Okay, so we will see. So we will calculate the values now. So values of x are going from 0 to 3 and 3 to 10. So whenever the values of x are 0 to 3, we have to use this function. So let us take these two functions again. One time f of x is x square. We will calculate the values from 0 to 3. So we'll start here, put x equals to 0, find the value of this. When x is 0, what is f of 0? Then put x equals to 1. X equals to 1 means f of 1. So 1 square, which will be 1. X equals to 2, which will be 2 square, which will be 4. And then last, x equals to 3. So we'll get this 9. Till 3. Now, this one will take. F of x is 3x. So here where the numbers are starting from again, 3 to 10. Okay. So how much will get here? 3 into 3, which will be 9. 12. So this will be 3 into 5, 15. 3 into 6, 8. So sorry. Right. Or if you want to avoid what is that the calculations, you can directly also write the answer. And this is not required as such, the calculation part. So you can directly write your f, combine it together now. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. Now again this is repeating, no? 3, 9. So no need to write it one more time. 3, 9 is repeating again. Then who is there? 4, 12. 5, 15. 6, 18. 7 and 21. 8 and 24. 9 and so this is your function f which you have calculated. We have to combine both the answers. Since this is repeating, we write only one time. This is both same. So we have written only one. Now looking without drawing arrow diagram, looking at this one, you tell me whether this is function or not a function. Is there any number which is going to two places? No. 0 is going to 0, 1 is going to 1, 2 is going to 4, 3 is going. So 3 is not going at two places. Same way, two places it is not going. Here also it is going to 9 only, here also it is going to 9 only. So it is going to the same house. Okay, so it is not going to two different houses. So this is, so I will write every element have one image. Therefore, f is a function. Now repeat the same thing for g. Now check what g of x they have given. So write g of x and do this. You can avoid the calculations and try to directly also write if you want. F of x, everybody understood? These values they have taken, then combine it. Now take g. G, the numbers they have put different. Here it was at 3. They have given here 2, and this is again continuing at 2. So check. Now we'll say g of x. 2 it is. Huh? Now g of x will take it as x square. So first we'll take which all x values 0, 1 and 2 only. Then g of x equals to 3x. So again we'll start from 2 till 10. No need to calculate everything. Then you know it's a table of 3 like that. So now when x is 0, g of 0 is how much? 0 only. Then g of 1. Two. Take it as 2. Yeah, but there what you took it as then? Till where? Huh? How you got 3 and 4? Yeah, but there also then it should have continued till infinity, no then? How you decided to stop at 16? Take it, 2 it is. So till here you have to stop. Cut this 2. Here also you cut. This 2 you cancel. Okay. Then here g of 2 again you have to calculate. Here what is you are getting? 3 into 2 which is 6. And this will carry. Now write a g of x or g you can write it. Now here what you'll write? 0, comma 0. You'll get 1 and 1, 2 and 4. Here you'll get again 2 and 6, 3 and 9, 4 and 12, 5 and 15, and so on. Understanding, no? Now what you do? Combine all of them together. So 1, comma 1, 2, comma 4. Now here, last time 3 and 9 was same. So we did not write it 2 times, but 2 and 6 is different. This will be your. Now what is the problem? Take this. So 2 will be going to 4 also, and 2 is going to 6 also, 2 places. So element 2. That's it. So that is why it is not a function. Here 2 is going to 4 also, 2 is going to 6. So clear? So next is the domain. How to calculate domain of real function. Domain means the input. So we'll do the domain part and we'll stop. So real functions are, you know that, all numbers from minus infinity to plus. So how we write is, we always put them in interval. We had learned how to. Means all the numbers which exist from minus to, we cannot take square bracket for infinities, remember, because that exact value we don't know. What is the actual value of infinity, which is that last number. Infinity means we are trying to tell some number is existing. So we don't know exact value of that, whether it is going to something in millions or whatever, trillions, whatever it may be. Now, whenever they say domain, so we have to see what input we can give. Okay. What all domain means always the input side, and range means always the output side. Now this is like there is a box, okay, and some function is there. Now we have to check which all inputs we can give so that we get the correct output. So first one, f of x is given as, now in mathematics we know that denominator should never be 0. Why? Anything divided by 0, okay, numerator upon 0 is what? Not defined, or that value is infinity, means which does not exist, that value, something we don't know. We cannot write n upon 0 is 0. 0 upon some denominator, we can write it as 0. 0 divided by any, but this number should never be 0. So now here, is there any denominator over here? No. So here there is not going to be a problem. No matter which input you give, whether you get positive, negative, anything, some output you will get. The machine or whatever, that calculator will give some output. It will not give you like this, some stupid answers it will not give. So it is going to give you the correct answers like that. So here, whenever any polynomial is there, whether it is square, whether it is cube, without any denominator. So there is no denominator here. Any polynomial, whether given without any denominator, your domain will be all real numbers. Any input you can give. So you don't have to worry. No matter which input you will give from minus infinity to infinity, means not considering this. Any number between these numbers, it will always calculate and give you the output. Only make sure this is not going to come. But this will never come only because there is no denominator only. So you can give any input. So remember, when there is no denominator, this will be R. Or you can write, some teachers will use like this. This and this mean the same. Either you can write R or you can write it as. So this is going to be our domain. So we are right now solving only problems for domain. We are not bothered about the range. Second one. Now see, whenever denominator is there, now you have to be careful. Now this is your function. Now this is what you have to feed your calculator. This is you have fitted inside a calculator. 1 upon x plus 2. I will start giving some values. You will, if you put 2, he will calculate 1 upon 2 plus 2 will give the answer as 1 by 4. But where is, which number is that fellow where your number will go not defined? Means denominator will become 0. Which value of x if I put? Minus 2. So your domain will be, you can give all real numbers except which number? Yeah. Except minus 2. So how we write this technically is, we don't read like this. All real numbers, from there we have to minus 2. Put it in the curly bracket. So this is the standard form of writing your domain. Okay, domain is real numbers except minus 2. So this is the, these in words you should not write. This is the technical form of writing. Why? Because minus 2 plus 2 will be 1 upon 0, which is not allowed. Why we are doing that? Because for minus 2, denominator will be 0. If you have a problem of forgetting, write this and keep. That is why we should not take minus 2. Now, if you have understood, check the third one. Numerator, whether there is whatever is there, we don't care. Like whichever polynomial is there in the numerator. Our botheration is only about the denominator, because I told you if numerator goes 0, we don't have a problem. But if denominator is 0, that is a problem. So now in question number 3, only concentrate on the denominator and tell me what should be your domain. Third one, f of x is given to us as x minus 1, x minus 3. Which number will make the denominator 0? Plus 3. So domain will be all real numbers. Which number you have to remove? 3. Understood? Put in the curly bracket. Then fourth one. See, there are ways your teachers might use like this also. X denominator should not be equals to 0. Then denominator should not be equals to 3. So this is the number which you have to put like. That is the length. Now, this is a quadratic equation. When it is quadratic equation, you simply cannot decide this which number. Now you cannot put 1, 2 and check which number will make. So factorize this. Find the factors of this. You'll know how to find factors. So 6 2s are, or 2 6 are, whichever. So when you write, so this you will write it as x minus 6 into x minus 2. Now there are two numbers for which the denominator can become 0. Which are the two numbers? 6. Yeah. So and here if you put 2, no? So your domain will be what? All real numbers except two numbers now, 6 and or 2 and 6, whichever. Put them in the curly bracket with a comma. So this is how we have to write the domain. Quadratic equation if given, first factorize, find the factors, then you check. Numerator, we are not bothered, I told you. Only denominator. So two numbers we will get here. Fourth one, any difficulty? Fifth one. X square minus 9 it is. Now again, this is also quadratic equation, but direct you cannot find factors because this is which middle one, no? Or directly you can take this way also. X square minus 9 should not be equals to 0. A shortcut method. Two ways are there, you can check. One option is, the question is given like this. You can write it as what? 3 square. 9 you can write it as 3 square. And what is a square minus b square formula? A minus b into a plus, or a plus b into a minus. So using this, you'll get these two numbers. Like this. This is one method. So your numbers will be what? 3 and because if you put 3 also, what will happen? 3 square is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. If you put minus 3 also, what is minus 3 square? Plus 9. Plus 9 minus 9 will be 0. So these are the two numbers. Or another method was that, you know that denominator should not be equals to 0. So you have to put like this. So x square, just like solving the normal equation, you have to solve. Treat it like equal to only. Minus 9, if you take it on the other side, it will become plus 9. Then x will be root of 9, which will be plus or minus. X should not be equals to plus or whichever not equal, those you have to remove from like that. So this is another method. Only denominator you have to take not equals to 0, should not be equals to 0. We'll do the root once. Yeah, I think will be better because next class we can finish off with the chapter. The first we can. Now we'll find the next one, domain as well as range. These are going to be like 1 mark problems, huh? Domain, finding domain and range. So either domain they might ask for 1 mark, range they might ask, or sometimes both also depends. If it's easy, then half of mark it will be like. Now these are with root ones. So roots you have to be careful. So negative root of -5. Can we find root of -5? No, because root of negative numbers also is not defined. You cannot find root of -4 also because later we will learn it will go into complex numbers, something called as imaginary. They are not real numbers. Whenever negative is there, we cannot find a square root. Okay, so you can write and keep root of negative numbers. Okay, is not defined. Or real number does not exist. Number not defined. Because that will go into imaginary. Because if I say not does not exist, then you will tell me while doing that chapter that it was existing. Some number exists, but that is not a real, imaginary. So this should not go negative. This number should always be what? 0 or positive. Whatever is inside the root sign. What is root of 0? We can find root of 0 is 0 and it should be positive number. So while taking this, whenever anything like this in root is there, you can remember it fixed. It should be greater than or at least equals to 0. So this is how we have to calculate the domain. So we cannot give those values of x where this will make negative. Suppose if I put x as 1, what answer I'll get? If there is a box, suppose. See, listen here. Root of x minus 2 is there. If I put x equals to 1, I simply cannot give any input. If I put x as 1, how much he will calculate? 1 minus 2, which is -1. So this will go not defined or does not exist. So you are getting wrong answer. Means these answers you should not get. So I have to see which values can I give to this box so that they give me real numbers as my answer. So this has to be greater than 0. As simple as that, solve this. X minus 2, if you take him on the other side, what you'll get? Plus 2. So x should always be greater than equals to 2. So your inputs will start from 2, 3. So 2 if you put, then it will be 0. Then 3 if you put, it will become positive. 4 if you put, it will become positive. So you have to start putting the numbers at 2. So your domain will start from 2. So how do we start? From 2 it will start and go till infinity. Any number. 2 to infinity, any number you can take. then you will start getting positive number. Now, how to write? I told you, infinity, you always put a round bracket. If there is a equal to sign, which bracket to use? I taught you on intervals, square bracket. If there is no equal, then we'll use round bracket. So like this is your domain. The numbers will start exactly at 2 and it will carry you. 2.1, 2.2, anything you can give. Okay. And then range is also asked. So this means your input. Now range, straight away answer. If you are starting the number as this, 2. So where your answer will start from? What will be output? 2. 2 if I put, first answer will be 0. So answer will start from 0, 0.1, whatever after. So range will be any number starting with 0 and it will go till infinity. We don't care where. So this is your output. Understood now? So this is how the questions will come. So we'll stop here and then we can yeah. So we'll continue with these problems. These are 1 mark problems. It's just based on understanding. And then typical ones are there. Like root comes, then you have to do it this way like that. So I'll do all those ones. So next class, mostly I'll try to cover up, finish off the chapter.